Hello my jolly dearies and welcome to another video. Now today we are back with yet another super duper fun collab. I am so excited for this one. It is GENDERBEND video game characters. I decided that I had to go with Mario. Cause, you know, it's classic, it's classy, and the new Mario film is out, which is really cool. Let's see who I'm collaborating with, shall we? His name is Akin. Valkitty's World. Myself. Artisan. Electric Bunny. Hierophant Dolls. And Blurred Colours Art. I am so excited to see what everyone's made, but I'm also so excited for this doll. I have been a huge fan of the Mario games. I remember finding out all the skips in the Super Mario Bros. For the Wii. So let's get on with the video, shall we? For our base doll, I'm going to be using this Draculaura, because she is the closest to natural skin tone doll that I've got on me. To begin, I remove her head from her body. And while Mario has brown hair, I thought that her black hair was a bit more striking, so we're going to keep that and mask it off. To begin, we can remove her face paint with acetone. I take a small makeup pad, soak it with acetone, and try and get her face off in one wipe. Not quite perfect, but we can mop it up with the rest of the acetone on the wipe. Once she's all clean, we can give her 2 sprays of Mr. Super Clear and begin on her face up. To begin, I take some pinks to start blushing her cheeks, forehead, nose, and lips. One thing to always keep in mind is that pastels will always slightly darken due to the moisture in a spray when you spray it, so it's better to be slightly light on your pastels than too dark. I add a really vivid red to her lips and add in a bit of eyeshadow in her eye crease and begin to dot on her eyebrows. I work back and forth, going in with a kneaded eraser to make sure everything is the exact way I want it. If there's too much pigment, I can press my kneaded eraser on to pick up the excess pigment and remove it. With another coat in, we can begin with pencils. I take a brown pencil, similar to the eyeshadow tone I chose, to begin sketching out the basic shape of her eye, following Draculaura's eye crease and mould. I also begin to sketch in the eyebrows, lining them up with the eye mould so that I can make sure they're equal on both sides. I then take a beautiful vivid blue to start on Mario's eyes. He has super duper bright blue eyes, so I really wanted to capture that in this doll. Particularly sharp areas, I take some of my animal erasers because due to the sharp corners on them, it is very easy to erase bits which go a bit awry. I add some depth shading down from the top of her eye to create more of an illusion of depth and shadow. I then brighten her eye a bit with the white to make the blue even more vivid. Taking a black, I begin to give her some killer eyeliner, because every Sky the Golden doll has hella eyeliner. Taking my brown pencil, I also start to build up her eyebrows more, adding in a gradient to black at the end. And taking a super duper vivid red, I can begin to brighten her lips as well. And using black and brown, I can shade in the crease and add some depth and lines to them. Now I have to repeat the process and mirror the other eye. I usually try to do them at the same time as I'm going, but for some reason I didn't on this doll. So we're gonna do our best to mirror the other side. Fingers crossed. Make sure that you never seal it in a layer you're not happy with. Make sure that you are happy with absolutely everything on the layer before sealing it in, and make sure that you can't build up any more colour so that you can get the most vibrant face up possible. I also decide to darken her eyeshadow a bit, so I take a bit more pastel and dab it into her crease. I also decide to add a teeny bit more shading to her forehead as a bit of an experimental note. I then lit some pigment directly off of the pencils to make the eyes even brighter. I take my white pencil and highlight her eyelid crease, and other bits which need highlighting. I go in and refine her eyeliner a bit more to make it as cool as possible. I can then start delicately sketching in eyelashes. This is always the most nerve-wracking part of the face-up for me, because if I get it wrong, it means I have to erase or potentially damage other bits of work, which I think turned out really nice. But it's gone okay this time, and we can dot some highlights into her eyes with white gouache. And with that all sealed in, she is just so adorable, isn't she? And we can give her eyes a gloss with Liquitex High Gloss Varnish, until we release her from the hair burrito. I make sure to gloss the eyes and lips so that they all retain the same amount of shininess. And with that all dry, we can remove her. And oops daisy, that last pin at the back of her head broke. But with it removed with pliers, she is looking amazing. Her hair is in a bit of work though. To begin, I reattach her head to the body, gently squeezing the temples so I don't crack my face up. Now onto the clothes. I use a long sleeve shirt pattern, the link will be in the description down below, and sew it together. It's a very simple pattern and this fabric didn't need hemming, which was very easy. And that's how the long sleeve shirt looks. Pretty cute, right? I then take some gouache paint and a pen to dot a small circle onto her t-shirt. I know Mario doesn't have an M on his shirt, but I thought it could be quite cool to have. I then make her a denim skirt using Moonlight Jewel's mini skirt pattern and add some suspenders. It looks super cute, right? Especially with the teeny tiny gold buttons. Now onto the hat. I made this pattern, which you can find a link for in the description below, by looking at my own Mario hat. I got this Luigi hat for a fun run a short while ago, and I looked at it to make sure that I could get a pattern very similar. I mapped it out and I worked it back and forth until I got something which worked. You sew all of the little petal pieces together, and once you've sewn all 8 of them, I had to add masking tape to make them stitch together properly, you can turn it inside out and you get a really sweet hat. but I do have to pluck all of the masking tape off mine. And then I make a small brim, adding a teeny little cap insert to the bottom. And with that all sewn together and the 3 petals at the back ruffled, we can take off the last bits of masking tape. This bit was really difficult. There's probably a better way to do this and sew it together without it being so floppy, but I couldn't think of it. And with all the masking tape removed, we can put it inside out. Super cute, right? And for the top, I cover a teeny tiny button in a bit of the same red fabric and glue it onto the top. Now we can add the details. I added a matching red dot to the Mario hat and using a very fine paintbrush began to paint in the M. Now we can transfer the outfit over. While a simpler outfit, I do think it is super cute. Maybe I'll have to make a Luigi to go with my Mario. The hair I found was also a bit difficult with the hat because the hat was made to fit my mannequin doll. Next, I 3D printed this chain chomp. I dropped him down the stairs and he broke, but that's okay, we can repair him and we're adding our own chain anyway. I make a small staple and drill it into the back of him so that he can have his chain. All that's left for the doll now is shoes. I 3D printed these shoe bases from Enchantarium, link will be in the description down below, same for the chain chomp, and I had to make some shoe bases to go with it. While Mario wears loafers, I thought some Mary Janes would be cuter. So I made a cast out of paper mache onto the doll's foot, and glued the wedge to the bottom. With them all dry and adjoining the soles a bit better with some tissue paper, we can pull them off the feet and cut them to shape. They're super cute, right? Now is on to the painting. I sculpted some better teeth for my chain chomp because I dropped him down the stairs, and the shoes are all prepped. For the chain chomp, I also decided to use black 3.0 to make him super striking. And for the shoes, I painted a brown. I think Mario's brown for his shoes is a bit warmer, but I think this is pretty cute. And with the paint dry, I can of course add a bit of glitter to the shoes. I put some PVA across the soles before sprinkling some red glitter over the tops. The shoes are so cute, right? And with our little chain chomp buddy painted, she's done! collaborated dolls are so pretty, aren't they? Make sure to go and check them all out. Links to their channels will all be in the description box below. This collab was so fun to do, and gave me a great chance to do more characters who I wouldn't usually do. I adore the Mario games, but I would never think to make a gender-bent version of one of their characters. And I absolutely adore how Mario turned out. I also loved printing her chain chomp as a little kind of friend accessory. Make sure to go and check out my Redbubble, because I'm trying to put up more sticker designs there. And share this video with a friend, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, you know what to do. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I shall see you all in the next one. Bye!